just entered the Xtreme Motion zone. There's no need to adjust your set. I'm your host, Rance Adams, and we're coming to you today from Eisenberg Skate Park in Plano. Eisenberg's is truly a skater's dream. They've added more ramps, more vert stuff, more street stuff, and it's all just in time for the 5th annual Showdown at the Hoedown. We'll give you more information about that a little later in the show. But we've got some lovely interviews for you coming up in just a minute, so stay with us on Xtreme Motion. Welcome back to Xtreme Motion. We're hanging out at Eisenberg Skate Park in Plano. Arlo Eisenberg is one of the true innovators of street-style skating. His family runs this skate park. We caught up with Randy Marino out here at Eisenberg's. He's one of Dallas's biggest stars. You've seen him on the X Games, the Gravity Games, and at the Hoedown. Let's go see what he has to say. What's up? We're here at Eisenberg's in Plano, and we've got a member of the Eisenberg skate team, Randy Marino. How's it going, man?
It's pretty good, pretty good. Good to have y'all out here today.
Yeah, man, it's all this activity going on. Like, how long have you been hanging out with Eisenberg's?
Oh, I've been here since the very beginning, man. I helped build this park. I put in my time. I like back since '96 when it first opened. I've been here just skating this place and I don't know, doing my part.
Well, you say putting in time, you must be. You're like all ranked in the world coming out of North Dallas. I mean, local boys stepping up. How's that feel?
It's pretty good. I mean, like you said, I put in my time. It's taken a couple years to get here, but I mean, I used to come to this place every single day for like 2 years. You couldn't come to this place and not see me. Like every pro that would come in, I'd be like, oh yes, look who's here today. And now when I get here from out of town, kids are like, oh, look, Randy's back in town. And I'm cool with all these little kids, so this is like my home.
So how many autographs do you have to sign every time you come in here?
It ain't nothing like that. Every once in a while we'll get a little static from these kids, but they're pretty cool with me, dude. I don't know, they're just like my friends.
I was reading somewhere that you're all about the big, nasty tricks. What's the wildest trick you've pulled?
Me, I don't know, there's a couple. I suppose that you could refer to the Hermosa Beach competition, and there's this thing called a loop, and I don't know if you've ever seen them. They have them like on video games, full loops. Well, they actually built one for a rollerblade competition, and it was like the biggest one ever built in the world. And everybody wanted some crazy Texan to do it, so I thought I'd fill the part.
And you pulled it off, right?
Yeah, I pulled it off. Won that competition, and I don't know, things have been going pretty good. I don't know, I figured that was my style, do something big and crazy. Oh my, I just bumped it. I knew I was going to do it. I love this. Skating is the best.
All right, and so you say you've been on the road like all summer. Well, I mean, what have you been up to?
This summer's been really good. Actually, the K2 team this year ended up being me, my friend Ryan Doss, and Sean Robertson, who are all Texans. It just ended up like that. We didn't like plan it or anything. So we all got to travel together. We traveled for months solid on the East Coast, going to the X Games and the Gravity Games and a bunch of ASA competitions. And then took off over to Europe and did some crazy competitions over there and just spread the word and had some good time skating, man.
So now everybody in Texas is really going to know who Randy Marino is.
I don't know. I'm down for Texas, so I don't know. I'll be stoked if the people of Texas love me.
Hey, that's all it's all about. And now also the Hoedown here at Eisenberg's. Now, give me a little insight on that, because it's not like a regular competition.
The Hoedown, that's probably the best competition for rollerblading, like, of the year ever. You know, it's 35 people come out, and it's invite. So you got all just cool people that rollerblade, and then you have it's just a jam session style competition, which means there's really no judges. The judges are the skaters that they come out. You skate for like an hour, and then you don't even have to like do a line. You just do crazy nutty tricks.
That's like the ultimate Survivor, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much rollerblading Survivor. That's kind of what it was based on, I guess. Last year, Arlo was telling me about that. But I don't know. It's my favorite competition. Like, that's the competition you want to watch in rollerblading, because I mean that's going to be the best skating you'll ever see inside of a park.
You've been skating here since '96. We're 2001. You know Arlo from way back. I mean, was he an inspiration?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I know Arlo now. It's like, hey, what's up, Arlo? How you doing? He comes up, talks to me, and like we're cool. But back in the day when I first saw him, it was on X Games. I saw him at the I saw him on TV on ESPN. I was like, whoa, that's Arlo. And then I found out there was an Eisenberg skate park being built by my house. So I came up, started building. Then after a while, it opened. Arlo comes into town. It was like, oh my gosh, everybody's like, Arlo's here, following him around, just like sweating him. I was one of the kids sweating him too, and then it ended up like, Arlo would call me up, Randy, let's go skating, and I'm like, yeah. And that's when I was like, wow.
How do you say no to Arlo Eisenberg, right?
Yeah, you pretty much don't. I mean, I'd skate with him anytime.
So I have to ask, I ask everybody, like, what's the most like craziest wreck you've ever had?
Well, that one I got one for you too. I got Wreck of the Year on ESPN, as well as like Fox Sports. Every wreck show you've ever seen, I probably got Wreck of the Year on it last year. I was in Las Vegas, and there's a best trick competition. That's my game. I decided to jump out of a vert over like 20 feet up into another set of bleachers, over a fence. It didn't go right. I ran into the fence and just toppled and got back up. I was like, throw them horns, go do it again.
No pain, no pain. We feel it all around here.
Right.
Well, that's cool. Well, man, Randy, I really appreciate you talking to us, hyping up Eisenberg skate team. How long you been skating with him?
Oh, for about 6 years now, 5 years now, 6 years now.
Just basically since it started, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, y'all see Randy, watch out, because he's going to be doing some big air over you probably. So, thanks, Randy.
Thanks a lot, Randy.
It was real.
Catch up with y'all later.
Y'all hang out with us. We'll be right back with more Xtreme Motion. Randy delivers the goods wherever he skates. You'll see him at the ASA World Finals or at the Hoedown. Up next, we talk to Chris Goulet of skateboarding team Fast Forward. He's a Canuck who now makes Texas his home. Stay with us. Chris Goulet is a transplanted Canadian who loves the down south atmosphere. He now calls Texas his home. You can catch him cruising around town on his board and just hanging out with his friends. Next time you see him, make sure you let him know that you saw him here on Xtreme Motion.
Go ahead.
All right, I think I hear him coming. Is it, we got Chris Goulet out here at Freestyle Skate Park. Chris, what's up, man?
It's been a while. What's up?
Man, we saw you coming in. That was pretty fast.
Yeah, I like to go fast,
You got some sweet tricks, I'm sure. I seen you out here earlier.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like a Chris Goulet special?
I used to, actually. Yeah, I kind of quit doing that. I caught a lot of flack from the locals there.
Oh, bad juju. That's cool. How long you been skating, man?
About 7 years now.
Are you from Fort Worth area?
I'm from Canada originally.
Oh.
Now I'm here in the Fort Worth area.
So you've been skating like since you got here or before you moved?
I started down here.
Really?
Yeah. I had some friends that were into it. My brother actually used to skate. That's what really set the flame.
Where do you like to skate? Do you like to skate in freestyle skate park or do you like to be in the street itself?
Basically, I like to do stuff in the street, but when I can't do that, it's raining, whatever, then I'm probably here.
Why do you like the street better?
Just because it's more, it's raw. I don't know.
Do you like skating by yourself or with a big crowd of people?
Just depends on how you're feeling, Sometimes you want to be with your friends. Sometimes Yeah.
So I like caught wind that somebody like Real Boards that hooked you up, man.
That's right.
So, you know, I thank you for giving me this. This is my
Oh,
first
anytime.
board, you know, so.
You're welcome.
Man, is there anything else I can? No, I'm kidding.
No,
So
just
why
ask.
do you like, is Real Board, are they good?
Yeah, they're the best boards I've ridden. Real snappy, good shapes.
So, Chris, you're like getting sponsored, you're getting all this hype. Are you gonna use it, go to some competitions?
Yeah, I plan on competing, you know, get the name out. You gotta do contests now, you know.
What's like I heard about Hometown Hero, some Texas-wide skate competition?
Yeah, it's all the cities of Texas, the major cities, I guess, getting together. Every city's gonna have a contest and then one final in Houston. So hopefully I'll be in Houston come finals time.
How many people are they just gonna take a winner out of each city, do you know? Or?
Yeah, basically. Well, I'm not exactly sure. A few skaters from each city.
That's gonna be fat, man. That
I'd
ought to
say
be
5, yeah.
And so from that, you can build up to a national, and
Yeah.
so everybody knows you around here, though. And Chris Goulet, oh yeah, we know that guy.
They might, I don't know. I don't know what the word's out.
Well, dude, Chris, man, I appreciate you talking to us. Thanks
Welcome.
again for the board.
Anytime, man.
You know, if you come up on some trucks and stuff, don't forget
Definitely.
it, fella.
I won't forget them.
Chris is way laid back. Until he gets on his board, then it's all fun and games. We're gonna come back in just a minute and give you information on how you can pick out your first board. I definitely need to know that. And we're also gonna tell you all about the hoedown here at Eisenberg Skate Park. Well, we gotta pay some bills. Hang with us. We're all over the place trying to keep you in the know. Now we're dropping knowledge on what you need to know on picking up a board. Make way for Greg Baer of Innovation Skate Shop as he schools us on what we need to know in choosing a board from beginners on up. Class is in session.
Hi, I'm Greg Baer with Innovation Skate Shop in Arlington, Texas, and I'm here to help you pick out a board today. And I've been skating for 26 years, so we're going to start with some different decks. Main thing in a deck, there are some different constructions, and then the key element in the deck is the width. This would be the narrowest deck in my stack, which is 7.5. A narrower deck is going to kick flip and ollie easier because it's lighter, a little bit less wood. Next size up would be a 7 5/8. Then we have a couple boards here that are in the 7 3/4 inch range. Pretty much anything under an 8-inch board is good for a beginner. It's easy to handle. And again, the key thing with board size too, it's going to relate to the individual that's riding the board, how big they are. And that's something we do here is I try to pick the board based on the person using it. Now, as far as constructions, they vary a little bit in boards. A couple of notable differences would be the Black Label board. This is the power beam construction. What they do is they use a bunch of vertically laminated layers. That's why you see these lines in here. This is a cross section of the board. And what that does is it gives the board more stiffness lengthwise and better pop, which is a response for ollies, how fast the board's going to come back off the ground after it hits it. And the next construction would be this element featherlight construction. What they do is they use a combination of thicker and thinner layers in the laminates, and what that does is it adds strength, and then they use special glues and a little bit of the concave in the board to strengthen it. This is our first board. This is a 7.5 inch board. It's the narrowest width available in a full-size board at this time. And it's got a good concave to it, which is a curve through here. Our next construction is the power beam construction from Black Label. And this is the one that has the vertically laminated layers in it. What it does, it gives the board better pop, and it helps maintain the pop. These two boards here, these are just 7 3/4 inch, which is a little bit wider. And this is a Ronnie Krieger from Blind, also a 7 3/4 inch width. Our next board is the Element Featherlight construction. This board uses a combination of thicker and thinner layers in the plies and some special gluing and the concave, again, to strengthen the board, to make it light and give it good pop. The next thing to consider in picking out a board is the concave or flatness of a board. This board here has a deeper concave, you'll notice from side to side. What that does is it gives you more control over the board, holds your feet in better, and a quicker response side to side. This board offers a flatter concave. If you look from side to side, it's not quite as deep. What that offers is for someone who's doing a lot of tricks and they tend to roll their board really quick, a flatter concave moves a little less quick, and that way they don't twist the board and hit their wheels and get what's called wheel bite. What that does is it basically throws you off the board. And some people prefer that. Everything in picking out boards is always going to be preference. We also, in terms of size, try to fit the size of the board to the person riding it. Typically, a smaller person would want a little bit smaller board, and a larger person would want a little bit wider board that fits their foot better. But again, with preference, there are exceptions. The next thing to pick out for your skateboard is the trucks, which is what holds the wheels on the board. The main difference in trucks is going to be a little bit how they turn and also the weight of the trucks. There's many different brands on the market, as you can see. One of the key things to consider is weight. This is the Hurricane truck. It's very lightweight, weighs in about 10.4 ounces. This truck is excellent for people who want a lightweight setup, and definitely a good truck for younger kids that need a lighter weight truck to respond to them, and also to make it lighter weight for when they try to get the board up in the air. Another truck that has a notable feature is the Tensor truck. What it does is it offers a piece here to help for tail slides and nose slides. The bushings in here actually sit inside of the hanger housing to give it a little bit more stability. This truck is great for people that like to do technical tricks and like a truck that doesn't respond too quick. So if they land a little off balance, the truck will be more stable. This is a Destructo truck. The notable feature about this truck is that it has this lower kingpin nut, so it doesn't catch when you're doing different types of grinds. That makes it a lot easier to do them because you don't catch this and come flying off the board. Another way to check the height of a kingpin nut is to simply set the truck down on the counter. And when you can see the angle of this base plate, you can see that you're going to have to be pretty tilted over before you hit that nut. The next thing to consider is a set of wheels. Wheels vary in two things, in size and in hardness. A smaller wheel is going to be a little bit lighter weight. A larger wheel is going to roll faster and last a little bit longer. The hardness of a wheel affects the ride. This is a harder wheel. When you bounce it, it's going to have a little bit higher pitch and it's going to feel a little bit more like clay. A softer wheel is going to be a little bit more resilient. It's going to have a little more bounce to it. And what this is going to do is it's going to help cushion your ride and give you a little bit more control over your board on rougher surfaces, say like asphalt. The next thing you want to pick out for your board is a set of bearings. These are just a good basic bearing. Any bearing will reach speeds over 100 miles an hour, so unless you're doing street loose, it's really not very important which type you have. You mainly want something that has two metal shields on it. As you can see, these have metal shields. They keep the dirt out better and they tend to make the bearing last longer. The next thing you need is a set of risers. What these do is they add some cushioning. They go between the base plate of the truck and the board. They reduce stress on the board because of the cushioning. The next piece is your mounting hardware. This is a basic bolt, and then you have your nylon lock nut, which helps keep it from vibrating loose. The last piece is your grip tape. This is the non-skid surface that gives you control over the board and helps you lift your ollies a little bit higher. To recap, in picking out a complete board, what you want to do is get something fairly inexpensive that's going to fit your ability level, and that's what we help you do here. Typically, a smaller kid needs a little bit smaller board. As you go a little bit older and you've learned more tricks, you'll have more preferences. Those preferences will help you pick out a board that's going to respond the way you like. Less expensive is usually the best way to go for beginners. That way you can learn, and as you go, you can keep changing equipment that fits your needs. Check back on this next week on Xtreme Motion, and I'll show you how to put this all together.
I know. I've been teasing the showdown at the hoedown the whole show. Well, this is what it is. Every October, the top 40 inline skaters from around the world have the opportunity to skate for $15,000 in prize money. This is the 5th year in a row, and it's straight off the hinges. Check out some of this footage. It's the end of another wild ride. We hope you enjoyed everything going on in Xtreme Motion. I'm your host, Rance Adams. We want to say thanks to everybody we've talked to and Eisenberg's Park for letting us hang out. Don't forget to send in your CDs and videos of anything you've been doing. We'll give you mad exposure. Thanks for joining us on Xtreme Motion. We'll catch you next week.
Why do you like the street better?
Just because it's more, it's raw. I don't know. It's not, I don't know. I just want to innovate. I want to bring a new breed. No, I don't. Stop. All right, stop, man.